Rule 86 of the internet. If it exists, you can play Bad Apple in it. Or there is a Bad Apple version of it. Whatever version of this rule sits right with you. But this rule can be further simplified to, if something has a positive and a negative space, it can play Bad Apple. Now, what is Bad Apple? And how did its global legacy online lead to its permanent implementation on the rules of the internet? Well, I'll be explaining a brief summary of how this came to be. First, we need to go back all the way to 1998 to the Touhou Project series. The Touhou Project is described as a bullet hell shoot-'em-up game series that was created on 1987. Its sole developer, Junya Ota, known professionally as Zun, also happened to be the composer for the songs used in his games. On his fourth game of the series, Touhou Gensokyo, Lotus Land Story, specifically the third stage, this is where we hear the first version of the Bad Apple song. According to Zun, he was going for an old-fashioned style when composing this piece. Later on, in 2007, a musical circle named Alstromeria Records, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, created their own version of Bad Apple. This version was arranged by Masayoshi Minoshima, a Japanese song composer. The lyrics were written by Haruka, who, according to Wikipedia, utilized the English idiom Bad Apple to depict a protagonist struggling with apathy, introspection, and a desire to completely change to white or turn to black. The vocals of the song were done by Nomiko, a Japanese singer who performed songs for anime series and visual novels. This version of Bad Apple was released on May 20, 2007 as part of their Love Light album at the 4th Hakure Shrine Reitaisai, a Touhou Project-only doujin convention. It quickly blew up, reportedly reaching number 1 on the Japanese iTunes Store dance charts. However, the history of the visuals that secured its internet fame started on June 8, 2008, when a user named MMM or Mew uploaded a storyboard video for the Bad Apple song to Nico Nico, a Japanese video sharing service. Mew was looking for someone willing to turn their storyboard into an actual animation. And on October 27, 2009, a Nico Nico user named Anira published a completed black and white shadow play animation based on that same storyboard. It reached number 1 on the Nico Nico Daily rankings on November 15, 2009. Alstromeria Records themselves praised the video, describing the motion as beautiful. The animation reached 30 million views on Nico Nico, making it the most viewed Touhou-related media on the site. On YouTube, a re-upload of the same animation reached 100 million views. However, the community encouraged viewers to support the official version to assert ownership, but that's a different story. The animation cemented its place on internet culture, with several recreations shared in the last decade or so. Because the music video is rendered in high contrast black and white, it was technically simple enough to be converted into binary data for programmers to display the video on anything. Some people even went beyond that and crafted their own handmade recreations. People started recreating the animation on anything, and I mean anything. Some of the earlier ones are Bad Apple, but it's on a TI-84 calculator. Bad Apple, but it's stop motion. Bad Apple, but it's physical tiles. It was fairly easy to recreate the animation because of its simplicity. People just needed knowledge on programming, a lot of time, and dedication. Some of my favorite ones are Bad Apple played on a Minecraft sheep, Bad Apple but it's only subtitles, Bad Apple played on r/place, Bad Apple on 12 Rubik's Cubes, Bad Apple but it's on a 3D printer, Bad Apple but it's a Geometry Dash level, Bad Apple but it's the Epstein. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm kidding, but that one was interesting too. To this day, more and more recreations of the shadow art animation has been made, and more will come in the next year or so. The meme has lasted for almost 2 decades and hasn't shown any signs of irrelevancy. It's literally plastered onto the rules of the internet, and although some might argue that Rule 86 actually states something different, the Bad Apple one is often regarded as the most popular one. Who would have known that a niche gaming soundtrack would turn into a cornerstone for internet culture? It's also helped globalize the Touhou Project series to Western audiences. And because of its massive influence, it makes sense as to why people of the internet agreed to embed it into online history. So there you have it, a brief summary of Rule 86 of the internet. Hopefully, we get to see more interesting Bad Apple recreations in the future that are just as good as the ones we already have. We have to thank every single person involved in the history of this gem of an animation and the results that came after. Anyway, thanks for watching and let me know what I should discuss in later videos. Bye bye! But this rule can be further simplified. Oh my god. First, we need to go back all the way to 1980. 1980. Oh my god. This version was arranged by Masayoshi Minoshima, a Japanese song composer. Oh my god, bro. Because the music video is rendered in high contrast black and Bad Apple played on Minecraft sheep. Bad Apple, but it's only subtitle. What?